Hi, I'm Jaymin
And I'm Vivek Prakash.
We had a design firm based in Baroda. It's called Fifth Column. Our work ranges from interior design, but mostly it is furniture and product design.
We had this initial brief that we have to design something which is going to be very affordable.
Usually what happens with young startups is they don't really stay in one place, might want to shift to another place. So what this table allows is user to explore different layouts. At the end of a table you have a male plug, and on the other table you have a female plug. You connect it and hence making a huge table which you can work on. Biggest inspiration came from this forum which is called Precious Plastic. So Dave Heckins is the founder of that forum, made few sets of machines and put it online, and it was an open source thing. Most of the people can make those machines and explore plastic and make their own products and furniture out of them. And we took few designs and try and experimenting those machines and procuring few plastic samples from Baroda, and we tried to make our own products and our own samples. That's how we started experimenting with recycled plastic. We received a call from GDL saying that we've been selected. Pretty excited, but we are also nervous that how we are going to scale the plastic sheet to a larger scale, and also how are we going to prototype the entire furniture and assemble it together. But I think with the help of GDL team and some of their expertise and our expertise, I think we'll be able to produce a good work. It actually started with making stationery products. Okay. So the one material was cement, another material was plastic. And then we actually thought, why cannot we take this material into our own office? The first virgin material that comes into small granule pieces. But the problem with different plastics is it can be recycled for a limited period of time.
What I liked about it is a very good blend of natural and recycled material. Very simple thought process for design.
I was just wondering, was the sheet like this before you bent it?
Yeah.
So
it's like this.
Like that.
No, what he's asking is,
I'm asking is, if I heat this up,
Right.
are different parts getting heated up differently, and that's why it's creating the surface?
Well, we are not able to see. The only problem with not getting a proper surface is the limitation that we have back in our studio.
I think what we can do from our side, and I need your help just to follow through on some of this, is let's look into making, let's say, the precious plastic setup. I guess after meeting the mentors, we really got to know how we can make this material finished. Making the huge oven would at least take a month.
We are able to make a big oven. Maybe we'll be able to produce some very nice detailed finished products, finished slabs in bigger sizes.
Creating the oven is a challenge, and creating the fine finish and the fine edges is a challenge. I think that is something which we have to try, and it's trial and error.
what they should do is work on the process aspect of this material. So I find that they have this acumen to deal with such materials, and they will do a good job.
Heat press consists of a base structure where it takes all the weight of the machinery. Then there is a structure which holds the metal plates, a traveling metal plate which will go up and down, and there's a lever which can transfer the rotational moment to the directional moment which is down, and we can exert pressure by using less energy. And there's a traveling plate which we have to fill granules, plastic granules, and which is like if it's getting heated up, we can easily remove it and retain the finished plastic sheets out of it. So the initial design consisted of a lot of modules, which was the heating elements and the cooling elements as well. So if you consider a machine which is capable of manufacturing sheets, plastic sheet on a larger scale, it must have cooling modules as well, so that it can be dried up fast and can be the slabs can be taken out and then refilled again. But looking at the money and the time constraint we had to check out the cooling modules, which we later on realized while experimenting that it was very much required because it consumes a lot of time. So let's say you have to give 1 hour for the whole plate to get heated up, then 1 hour for the plastic to bake completely and become homogeneous slab. Then you have to probably give one and a half hours for it to cool down properly, so that you can take out those sheets without hampering the shape of the sheets.
After that, we had a meeting with our mentor Wazir regarding the plastic sheet and how can we take that small sample into a bigger scale of how can we take that oven, a small oven, into making a huge oven.
But all companies are manufacturing these kind of slabs. We came through a firm which is based in UK, who are making very fine slabs like these plastic slabs, recycled plastic. So we approached him to buy some samples from them, and what happened is that they said that we can't supply these products to Asia because there is a high possibility of Chinese people who can copy the same technique and manufacture those same plants, the same techniques which they are incorporating. So can be harmful for their business model, right?
So why companies weren't that excited to help us or experiment with the plastic granules? Because the density of the granules was so high that it might create dents in the daylight finish, the glossy finish their machine already have. So they didn't want to take risks because they might have to take those metal slabs out, spend another 15 to 20 lakhs to grind it properly, gloss it properly, and hence they did not take risks, and they said we cannot help you guys. Eventually leading to a stage where we thought, why, if we can experiment in our own oven, why can't we make our own oven, with the help of the machine plans we had from Dave Hackins. We did some research, and that's how the conceptualization of the machine started, eventually fabricating the machine. We discussed on what are the next steps that we are going to take, what steps will be required with the machine, how are we going to operate, and what are the details of basically how the machine is and how it will work. So we've got 2 sheets as of now as the prototype plastic sheet. The texture that we wanted and the thickness we were trying to achieve is coming out well in the prototype level. We are more of concerned on the overheating. If I can show you on the back of the plastic slab. So because of the overheating, what happened is the temperature right here was around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, but in the center it was around 150 to 160 degrees Celsius, which is a lot. Being excited, we released the tray to see how it is coming out. Unfortunately, this piece was stuck to the upper portion of the metal slab sheet. Basically, there are a couple of changes that has to be done in the machine. Probably small heating coils has to be added in the machine so that each and every corner of the slab of the machine gets heated up, eventually getting a plastic sheet. And if we look at the other sheet that we have, we did another experiment where we added a releasing plastic sheet to it. We had a chemical engineer with us, fortunately there on the site, where he suggested us to use this releasing plastic, which also allows us to achieve a very glossy finish on the plastic. Also, 3 heaters on the bottom left corner that didn't work, and hence you can see the granules didn't bake properly, and it is not an homogeneous plastic. I can say we are 70% there. 30% we need to have few changes done in the machine.
So as you can see, those members are spot welded on the every points. So now we are going to do is argon weld everything so that it will come out as a finished product. So now we are done with the welding and grinding process, and now we are going to take it for powder coating, which is going to be next step. And after that, we'll be installing tension cables on the frame.
After the metal frame is powder coated properly, all the finishes is done. The frame will go to the carpentry section where the drawers and the other wooden members will be installed to the frame. And the final step would be installing the plastic sheet to the table. And after that, I think the table would be ready. In the morning, if I look at my table, I need to have this feeling that I have a responsibility towards environment. I need to design, or I need to work, I need to deliver my work in a way that I'm not disturbing the nature. So that is how we thought of using this plastic slab into the table, into the workstation. We are at the ambient shoot of prototype, and we are really excited. It's so interesting to see the backstage, to see the lights, how the reflector works. It's the financial
And
manufacturing limitation that any young designer would have, that yeah, I have a plastic chair concept, but I cannot make it because I don't have money. So that's where GDL came in and helped us. Alright, it's the first time here at India Design that we are displaying our own prototype. The kind of response that we have got, it's this amazing, and kind of people we are meeting, and it's this good experience for us.
We really feel special because our furniture is been given a really good space. It's actually giving the spotlight which our product wanted to have. Back 4 months when we were actually imagining the concept and we were really tense about how it's going to work, how it's going to look in real scenario, let's say. And seeing that in the exhibition, it's coming out really nice, and we can really get confidence from different people that people are coming and they want to touch the surface, they want to feel the product, and it's working really well.
Is marvelous because very often experimental stuff that's done with waste materials or reused materials looks super experimental, right? And very often people will like it or they'll buy it because they're trying to do good for the planet or good for the world, which is a wonderful sentiment, and we do want people thinking that way. But we also want a larger audience that may not be aware of all of these issues coming up to some of this stuff and saying, this is so beautiful, I just want it, right? Because that's where the real success is. So, and once they buy it and once they start to use it, the more they learn about it, the depth of understanding and the depth of thinking that's gone into it will make the relationship with that piece of furniture better and stronger anyway. So I think that's actually pretty fantastic. They've figured out a process for making the plastic. They figured out a way of finishing it so it's beautiful. And it's lovely to see those little black particles. It's like they're frozen in time. It's a gorgeous little thing there.
I like to see the reused plastic made into the work material. The element of kind of art and industrial design that they're doing here, I think, is very, very good and bodes very well for the future.
So I finally got to meet the designers who I love, Vivek and Jaymin. Yeah. So their product is really interesting, I would say. The kind of experimentation that they have done and a successful finish that they have given So that is actually set a benchmark to what can be done with a waste material and a recycled product. Could actually bring about a change in the interior space.
It's a new experience for us that we're feeling like a celebrity for 4 days. People are coming to us asking about the design, asking about the material, asking for our business cards and everything. So that is something very new to us and we are really happy.
Interacting with normal people about this material and the application of this material is more of a knowledge for us also in this exhibition, because we are also getting to learn a lot of things. I think now bringing this into normal life, it looks like it's completely worth it. It was completely worth it. I guess that's the beauty of Godrej Design Lab, that what you imagine and you can bring it to normal life. And we are really happy to see our product coming to life in front of people to come critic, comment, appreciate.